let's see if this gets going. Not sure what's happening. I'm trying to figure out this software. I'm not real good with the technology. I thought I had it right this time, but it looks like that may not be the case. But let me check a couple things here. Yep, looks like it's going good. Nope, it started a second stream. Of course it did. So I just need to update a couple things here. Says the same date as last time. Let me fix this real quick. I'll be right with you guys, if anybody's in there. What up, edits? I'm just updating the title and everything, description, because it looks like it started a second stream yet again. So I have to go in and fix all this because I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm doing, especially with technology. What's that? Got an unread notification. Huh, frame rate drop. That's weird. Anyways, if anybody's in there, how y'all doing today? Looks like it's just edits. Me and my son, that's it. Oh, it's been a long day. Really sure what's going on with this one, but let me get everything copied over to the new video and get a thumbnail going for it and save it. Probably doesn't have all the perks all set up for it either. Who knows? It's just edits. Oh, Moff Gideon, good to see you. Sorry, Moff Gideon, I'm having a couple technical difficulties here as always because I'm not very technologically savvy, if that's even the right phrase for it. But I'm trying. What's up, DR? Good to see you. Yeah, somehow it created a second stream again, so I'm trying to fix this one up right. I could have swore I put the thumbnail in there. What up, Kitsune? You're not complaining. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long day for me today. I figured I wanted to do a live stream today rather than make a video, just to chat with you guys about Mandalorians and such. It won't be as long as my Saturday streams because Edits and I are going to go out and hit the hoops afterwards. Well, hoop. We have one hoop, so I will go out and do that. And you might hear my dog barking in the background, so I apologize for that. Let me fix this thumbnail real quick and then we'll get on with the show. Save. Now, please save it correctly this time. And did it? Who knows? We'll find out in a second. I don't know. We'll see though. Is my TV working? I'm not sure. I haven't had it on all day, DR. I really don't feel like putting on anything in the background right now. Video reaction. So um, I was thinking today, while I was at work, that with the Mandalorian being as popular as it is and everything, and everybody sees that, and they're seeing that it's even more popular than the sequel trilogy, which was about Jedi and Sith and all that stuff. Um, Sorry, I'm just reading your comments. I get distracted easily, this ADHD thing. Um, but I was thinking, there's going to be a lot more Mandalorians coming out. There has to be. I mean, we got the Book of Boba Fett. We got the Mandalorian Season 3. I'm not even sure when that's going to be released. Now they're talking late December for that one. Yeah, so I want to see more Mandalorians. I mean, we never got to see Pre Vizsla's ending. We don't know who the armorer is yet, and I still think she's Rook cast. He's still saying I'm getting dropped frame rate. Who knows? Yeah, I'd love to see Jodo cast. My fan fictions are all about that. Dr. You've seen those, I believe. I'm not holding my breath, but I think it would be really cool. Book of Boba Fett comes out in December of this year, Dr. Awesome. Audio and camera, good. Whipped cream, good. Custard, good. Meat, good. Sorry, I'm stuck on that whole Friends thing I was watching the other night. It was really good. So what's on you guys' mind today? Just wanted to do a quick live stream and hang out with you guys for a minute before I go out and shoot some hoops. Hey, Jason Todd's Revenge. Good to see you. It's afternoon there? Yeah, it's almost 6 o'clock in the evening here. What's that? Oh, December. I had no idea. Oh, TR being the smart man. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers, like on my way to work, on my way home from work. Oh, cool. So you're over in, what, Central or Mountain Time? Probably Mountain Time, 4 p.m. So I've been watching other YouTubers like Star Wars Meg, Star Wars Only, giving shout outs to them because I really like their stuff. Some of it I can take or leave, but I mean, it's the same way with my channel. Either anybody wants Mandalorian stuff out of me, or they want the Jedi stuff out of me, or stuff like that. And I understand it. You don't want to watch everything that I put out, and that's fine. I just enjoy doing it. Ooh, tell me why Yoda would be in the Book of Boba, and it better not be a theory that Boba kidnaps the baby. Or Grogu, as he is now called. El Paso, Texas. Yeah. I've never been to Texas, so I've been through there once, but I think I was like 6 months old, so I can't really account for anything that happened there. Yeah, watching videos and driving. More listening to videos and driving. When I watch YouTube, I more listen to them than I watch them. And that's kind of how I set up my channel, that they're able to be listened to more than watched, because I don't have the permissions from Lucasfilm to take certain clips and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to line up clips about what I'm talking about. I try to use pictures and stuff as much as I can, but as you guys can see, I've been using more of a webcam doing my stuff. Hey, Robin, good to see you, buddy. My channel's underrated. I appreciate that. I really do. I think it is, but, it's just me. I'm internalizing that. So, yeah, I really like doing the channel. I like it a lot. Even though my views have dropped lately, I'm not giving up. I mean, I know I've had moments where I'm like, this is frustrating, but it doesn't mean I'm giving up. I just keep pushing forward, What is it from Meet the Robinsons? I don't know. Keep moving forward or something like that. Using music in the background helped remove copyright. Yeah, sometimes it does, DR. But I use music that isn't Star Wars in the background, and you can still get copyrights off of that. They still ding you for it if your clips, or especially if you get clips that are anything that was Disney Plus original. Hey, good job, DR. Congratulations. So yeah, what do you guys think of the Mandalorian chapter reviews and breakdowns I've been doing? I know it's not much of a review, but as much as a synopsis and then finding Easter eggs and little hints of things. I know Robin pointed out earlier, and I'm sorry I didn't reply to that, Robin. I was really busy this morning, but that it's not the guardians of the wills. It's not. It's the disciples of the wills. Those are the religious cult, the disciples of the wills. So I'm going to modify my original statement that Din Djarin is from the guardians of the wills to he is from the disciples of the wills. At least his family is. Looks like he was being raised in that kind of tradition as well. And it may or may not have been on Jeddah. That's yet to be seen. Yeah, DR, and I saw your comment about it not being Grievous's arm. You might want to take a closer look at it, zoom in on it and everything, because it doesn't have a battle droid arm. It doesn't have the sticky, bony looking arm. It's got the panels, like the white panels, like General Grievous's arm. It may not be General Grievous's arm. I just thought it looked a lot like it. Yeah, Kitsune, I'm not going to stop at all. I'm going to keep going. This one day may be my bread and butter. Who knows? It takes years to develop these channels, and I'm not giving up just because it's a slow time for Star Wars content. And that's all it is, really. It's just a slow time for Star Wars content. The Bad Batch is being watched by true, I don't want to say true fans, but hardcore fans that really like everything Star Wars that comes out in media like that, whether it be cartoon or live action or animation. Hardcore Star Wars fans are going to watch it. The casual fans, they really don't care about Bad Batch and stuff like that. However, the casual fans do like The Mandalorian. They like the live action stuff. They like the stuff with the real actors that they can relate to and say, hey, I saw that guy in another movie. Or, you hear a voice and you're like, who's that? Rebels was immensely popular, but not so much with casual fans. And a lot of hardcore fans didn't like it either. Yeah, DR, I know you're into the Godzilla thing. Yeah, Ben, I do. I think my views will go up as well. YouTube does suggest my content. It's just that nobody's clicking on it right now. So it'll happen. It'll happen. I'm patient and I'm optimistic, and I just love doing this. Keywords in the title in your Django. Bibs Fett. Yeah, DR, I know my titles are lacking a little bit. I've really ramped up on the thumbnails, but it's the titles that are really killing me, and that's fine. I go back every once in a while and I try to fix those kind of things, change them up a little bit. And Jason Todd's Revenge, yeah, I like the Clone Wars. I like it all. I like all of Star Wars. I mean, you can't really get by Star Wars without the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars is the basis of what the Galactic Empire, all that stuff, even the First Order and everything. The Clone Wars started it all. And it put Palpatine in power. So all right, so Kitsune says, why do you think Disney produced animations like The Bad Batch that are geared toward a younger audience when it's clear they have a big, more mature audience? I don't know if The Bad Batch is so much geared toward a younger audience. If you watch that episode where Crosshair and the new stormtroopers annihilate that little, I don't even want to call it a village, but little community, that was straight up war crimes and atrocities. I don't know if kids are really ready for DR got 3 PhDs in clickbait. Yeah, that's one reason I don't put too much in my titles. I just try to keep it basic because I don't like being called clickbaity. I've been called that a couple times. It's funny. There was when my Mandalorian stuff and Boba Fett stuff really started getting big back in December, and I started getting a lot of views and subscribers and stuff. There was one guy that would always comment on my videos. I don't want to say his name, give him any credit or anything, but he'd always put laughing faces on it. And I started joking around with it. I'm like, hey, good to see you again, buddy. Thanks for joining. And then he just started getting rude and everything and saying that, yeah, you're clickbait. Boba Fett's not a Mandalorian. You're lying. I'm turning you into YouTube and all this stuff. I was like, whatever, pal. So I just blocked him. Whatever. It's funny because he called me all that stuff, but he still watched all my videos. So maybe by blocking him, that's why my views went down. Who knows? I guess I could unblock him. But whatever. I don't even care. Mike Zero is clickbait. I'm just going to repeat your phrase there, Moff Gideon. Mike Zero is clickbait. Yeah, I don't watch that guy. I did back when, God, when was it? Right before The Last Jedi came out. I was just looking for any kind of Star Wars news at all. And I came across his channel, and I was like, what is this guy even talking about? I mean, he's got cool graphics and stuff, and I like the way he presents his videos, but then he starts talking about having all these inside sources and his insiders and all this stuff. Then I find out his insider's another YouTuber that claims him as an insider, and I'm like, I don't know about this guy. Oh, I'm not giving tips on exploiting algorithms. Haters are the most dedicated watchers. You might be right on that, because that guy, I mean, ever since I blocked him, he just, my views have went down. And it's kind of funny. I don't care. Whatever. I just got tired of seeing the negative comments. But what I didn't realize back then is a comment is a comment. Whether it's negative or positive, it doesn't matter. It's still a comment. But, I mean, there was like 50 comments of this guy and I going back and forth arguing. I've deleted all of them since then. And yeah. Mandalore of McDonald's. That's funny, DR. Let's see. Yeah, Jason Todd's Revenge, exactly. I wanted to know about that too. And I mean, I was too young to understand what a clone was. I mean, God, I was probably up into my right before teenage years before I even knew what a clone was in the 80s. And I thought Clone Wars, and then I was like, wait, Clone Wars or is it Cologne Wars? And, you know, I was a kid, so I thought they were having Cologne Wars in like Sears or something, like spritzing each other and all that. What do I think of Star Wars Theory? He's got some good stuff. As long as he sticks with the theories and stuff and stays out of the drama. I mean, he does what he does, and he gets his views. He's got a big following, a huge following. I'm not trying to tap into that or anything, or make him feel bad. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't feel bad. I'm a tiny YouTuber, and who cares? And right now I got words going all across my face, so I need to move over just a little bit here. Yeah, show off my Black Series collection back there. But Star Wars Theory, I mean, I haven't talked to the guy personally, and I probably won't, because, I mean, he's a busy man. He's got a lot on his plate with his channel, and I respect what he does. I just can't follow everything that he does. I like his fan fictions. Those are pretty neat. His Darth Vader one and everything, that was pretty cool. I didn't watch the Mace Windu one yet, though. Arthur Acock, love your videos, man. Please keep fighting the good fight. I've been watching Star Wars Theory and Mike Zero for years. Wow, that's awesome. I appreciate that. To say I'm your favorite over those two, well, okay, at least the big one. Star Wars Theory, that's impressive. I mean, comments like that keep me going. I mean, my own motivations help keep me going too, but I mean, to know that I'm appreciated and what I do here is really seen. Yes, Edits, I saw the big fish you caught. You texted it to me. It was enormous. Everybody, if you didn't know, Edits is my son, and he went fishing when he was with his mom last weekend, and he caught like a 30-pound catfish. So proud of him. It was a big one. Jason Todd's Revenge. Same, buddy. I grew up as an army brat myself, and then I joined the Navy as an adult. My dad was always making me watch Vietnam movies and stuff, and old World War II movies with like Audie Murphy and stuff like that. And I grew up on them, and I love them. Like Band of Brothers, Saving Private Ryan. I love those movies. Even today, well, Band of Brothers is a mini-series, I understand that, but We Were Soldiers, great stuff. My dad made me watch some John Wayne, like Green Berets and that kind of thing. Hey, Borkle, good to see you. He says it was 30 pounds, but at DR, I know pretty much everybody knows that he's my son. I'm just proud of him for catching that fish. It was pretty impressive. It was a big one. I mean, hopefully he threw it back because it was straight out the river. Yeah, I can't fish either. That he caught that one fish probably equaled the weight of every fish I've ever caught combined. I'm a master at bluegill fishing. I can catch bait like no other. That's why I do not fish, because there's a fine line between fishing and standing on the shore like an idiot. That is not my own quote. That is, what's that guy's name? Stephen Wright's quote, the comedian. Yeah, so back to Star Wars and off of fish, because I don't like fishing. Glad you like it, Ed. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everything you guys do for this channel. It's so much fun. You guys make it so enjoyable. Do I prefer Legends or Canon? I prefer. I wouldn't say I prefer either. I'd prefer some of the Canon or Legends stories to become canon. Not all of them. The old expanded universe, as it used to be called, was becoming convoluted. There was a Canon A, a Canon B, a Canon C, and it just became overlapping, and the stories started contradicting each other. But the things like the Mandalorian stories, I prefer those over what we're getting now. And I think a lot of those are coming into canon. So fingers crossed. I mean, that's why I'm doing the fan fictions that I'm doing. I'm taking those old legend stories and making them new and making them more fit the canon that's out there now. I like it when you make memes of me, DR. It's funny. It's all in good taste. As long as you're not drawing like a unicorn horn coming out of my head and like a Hitler mustache or something. Yeah, I can't get behind that one. Yeah, so the Legends versus canon. I like the canon, like the Mandalorian canon stuff that's out. I love it. The Book of Boba Fett, I'm sure I'm gonna love that, unless they totally trash Boba Fett. Then I will be kind of upset, and not just kind of upset, but really upset with it. More meme ideas? No, you figure them out for yourself, DR. I'm not doing it. Yeah, so I mean, I'm so proud of everything that's been going on with this channel, and I mean, there's so much Star Wars content getting ready to come out. I just wish it would just come out already. It's just, it's frustrating me. No, I don't think they'll trash Boba Fett either, DR. But the one thing that worries me is Dave Filoni is, or was, George Lucas's biggest protege. He was his brainchild, as it were, to take the creative side of Star Wars. He taught him everything he knew, and as we all know, George Lucas just didn't like Boba Fett for some reason. He created him to be a throwaway character, but didn't anticipate that there'd be such a huge following for that guy. Hey, Billy Bob, good to see you. My privacy? Which privacy? Yeah, Dave Filoni did make him canon again. Um, make Django canon again. I mean, to me, Boba Fett is a Mandalorian as in canon, but he still has to admit it. Before anybody else, any of the Boba haters will say, okay, I was wrong, which they probably never will. He's going to have to become Mandalore or something for them to admit it. Yeah, Jeremy Bullock, I mean, he put his heart into that character, even though he only had, what, 12 minutes of screen time or something like that, 6 minutes. Um, he really he really made that character live. And I think Tamira Morrison's doing a great job of living up to that as well. Yeah, as Mando's. I understand. Yeah, Robert Rodriguez is awesome. I mean, he did such a great job with Boba Fett stuff. I was just like, and it seems like Tamira Morrison really liked him a lot too, because they actually started a little band, like Robert Rodriguez playing guitar. Um, I forget what they call themselves. If anybody could remind me. Yeah, I know that they did, but George Lucas just saw him as a throwaway character, just somebody there that caught Han and took him in and got the bounty for it, and then the character was done. That's how he felt about it. He was supposed to be a villain when wound up being an anti-villain. Robin, which one are you talking about? I'm confused. I'm easy to find on social media. I mean, I don't put anything that I don't want out there on social media. Yeah, I hope not, Arthur. But you know, if George Lucas was in control, he would have never done a Boba Fett series. Do I think they're gonna make Mando the Mandalorian? You're talking about Din Djarin if he's gonna be the Mandalore. I think he's gonna be more like a Jon Snow character. Honestly, if you guys have seen Game of Thrones, you'll know Jon Snow was in line at one point to sit on the Iron Throne, and he turned it down. He was a great leader. He was a great warrior. He just turned it down. It wasn't for him. He was more of a reluctant leader. Name and surname, home region in the USA. Gotcha. Um, End of Game of Thrones or the good part. I liked all of Game of Thrones. I didn't read the books, and I know George R. R. Martin is not done writing the books even. But I do feel like the end was a little bit hurried up, but I kind of liked it. So the rest of Game of Thrones was great. I guess I just didn't get into it as much as everybody else did. My predictions for the Book of Boba Fett: use Jabba's palace as a center for a crime syndicate, bounty hunter base, or recruit more Mandalorians, perhaps. I've done a couple fan fictions on this and theory videos. I think, and you guys can yell at me for this, um, I think that Boba Fett is going to start off as a crime lord. It's inevitable. I mean, he took over Jabba's palace. He's going to have the Hutts after him. The rest of the Hutts. He's he's going to have to get out of that life of crime and rely on Mandalorians. Now, the first Mandalorians he's going to choose, who will they be? Well, Din Djarin's a shoe-in. He'll probably come to Boba's aid. Boba helped him with getting Grogu back. Bo-Katan, yeah, I don't think so. But I think he's going to recruit Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth is just living right down the road, hanging out in Freetown or Muspelgo, if you want to call it that. I call it Freetown because of the Aftermath books. But I think he's going to recruit Cobb Vanth, and he might train him to be a Mandalorian. Cobb Vanth has already got the code. He's already got the honor. He just needs to learn how to fight like it. Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that, DR. I don't want to think about the end of the first season before it's even began. I think it's going to end on a cliffhanger like they do everything else, and then they'll wait a year or two before they put out another season. Let's see. Mando is probably force sensitive. Of course, he'll become Mandalore, the next Tar Vizsla. I don't know if he'll be the next Tar Vizsla. Maybe, but I feel like, to me, Din Djarin and Bo-Katan are going to fight over the Darksaber. It's inevitable. She's going to come after him. She wants it. She wants the power. That's mostly what she's after, is the power at this point. But I think Boba Fett may step in and just destroy the Darksaber, or Din Djarin will destroy the Darksaber. That needs to be gone. And if they can find the Mask of Mandalore, that would be a better replacement for the Darksaber, because the Darksaber had been mostly a Clan Vizsla relic. Yeah, absolutely, Sirloin. I love your name, by the way, Sirloin. Love to see Cobb Vanth come back and get his own Beskar. Yes, definitely. I would love to see that. And who was it? I think it was Robin and I had been talking at one point about how Tatooine could be sitting on a gold mine of Beskar. It just have to be refined and stuff like that. So it would take a lot of work to get it out of there. But, I mean, last we saw, the armor for the Children of the Watch had a little bit of extra Beskar. Make them lovers and then siblings. Ew. That'd be weird. Din Djarin's got the Darksaber, so wherever he goes, the Darksaber's going to go with him until he gets it taken away from him. He tried to give it up, but he couldn't. Let's see. Jacob Wardell says, do you think that any of the surviving clone commandos could become a Mandalorian, since Boba Fett was a clone, although not a clone trooper? Yes, I do. In fact, a lot of what's going on with the Bad Batch, the actual Clone Force 99, has happened before. It's a different timeline. They have different names and everything, but they became Clan Skirata under Jango Fett. Then Cal Skirata took over. Boba Fett didn't have much to do with the Clan Skirata until he was dying, and he sent his granddaughter out to get, I forget which Skirata it was, and came and healed him. So after that, he had a little bit more to do with them. And Robin just repeated what I said pretty much. I don't understand why Mando didn't know the lore behind the Darksaber. He is a child of the Watch. Exactly. That was one of my points in one of my videos one time, is why didn't he know about the Darksaber? If there's a person carrying the Darksaber that is supposed to be the Mandalore, the leader of the Mandalorians, why wasn't he taught about that? Unless the Children of the Watch had separated themselves from Mandalorian society after the Purge, or before the Purge even, and didn't realize that there were still Mandalorians around. Yeah, that's true. The clones would be 70 to 80 years old, Sirloin. Thank you for that. They would, but if they have offspring, then those offspring shouldn't have the accelerated aging due to the parentage and stuff like that. It was a modification added to them. So Clan Skirata could continue with offspring from Clone Force 99. Yeah, they would have known the history. Federator, well, the Children of the Watch likely separated from that, and because they were in hiding, didn't want to encourage younglings to go out and look for it. That could be true, too. Or they could have just treated it, I mean, they could have taught about it and just treated it like a King Arthur tale, Excalibur or something like that. Like, yeah, you'll never find it, don't worry about it, it really didn't exist, something like that. Prediction, I think Grogu is going to grow up and train Mando in the ways of lightsaber combat and create a new form, Form 10. Does not use force-sensitive abilities. I'm not 100% certain that Din Djarin isn't force-sensitive in some capacity, maybe a tiny capacity, because I don't have much evidence of that other than when he dropped off Grogu to the Imperial client, when he got back on the Razor Crest and was getting ready to leave, something triggered him to shut the engines down and go back. To me, this is my own theory, so you guys can just dismiss it if you want. I think that he mostly did it because he felt Grogu was in trouble. I know it's pretty easy to see that when you drop him off to Imperials and they close him up and take him into a back room, but I think maybe Grogu was calling out to him. We just didn't get to see that. Yes, good job, Robin. I love that, the Mandalorian quotes. Yeah, and that's my favorite part of that quote. And you can't kill ideas, but we can certainly kill you. Mandalore the Destroyer, absolutely. Let's see. um, I can't remember. Well, Boba didn't have the accelerated aging, so yeah, he was still old. He had a granddaughter who had found him after he'd lost contact with his own daughter. How did Boba die in Legends? Oh, God, I think he just got old. Honestly, I don't. Man, that's a good question. I can't remember. Maybe it's this old brain of mine. I'm sorry, Borkle. I'll have to look that one up, and I'll get back with you on it at some point. Maybe I'll do a video on the full life of Boba Fett and death. But I know his granddaughter took over as Mandalore after him. Um, that's all right, Robin. As you see, I can't even remember how Boba Fett died. I know he was almost dying when his granddaughter went and grabbed the Scarada guy to come heal him. All right, let's see. Yeah, he could have been around during episode 7. Absolutely. And I'd love to see, a spin-off of where Boba Fett was during that time. DR, you're all right, buddy. It's going to be okay. Yeah, that might be why I'm not remembering it, Robin, because I don't think it was really covered. I think he just faded out. DR, it's because you put so many comments out there. Not that I mind. Put all the comments you want. When people answer one of your comments, you're confused as to which comment they're answering. Oh, yeah, it is possible that he'd be out live during episode 7. Uh, I mean, maybe even, well, if he's alive during episode 7, he'd most likely be alive during episode 8, unless something happened to him during that time. Because they take over one right after another. I'm sorry, guys, I gotta take a drink. My mouth's starting to get a little dry. Ah, there we go. That's much better. Um, so yeah, yeah, I'd like to do some live streams with other YouTubers as well. Eventually, I know I'm a small potatoes guy right now, but eventually, I wouldn't mind having like Star Wars only or Star Wars Corner. I think Star Wars Meg's too far gone for me. Not meaning anything bad by that. I just think she's above the level that would accept someone like me. New species or ideologies. Yes, Kitsune. They're actually doing that with the Nile. I know the Nile are loosely based off of the Yuuzhan Vong, but I think they're introducing that with the Nile right now in the High Republic stuff. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Blue Notes basketball. You're right. Um, I changed it a little bit um, in my fan fiction. I let it be around during during the more modern times of uh, of Jango Fett's open season days, back when Jasper Muriel was still alive. Yeah, the Chiss. I can't wait to see them. Actually, I hope when Thrawn and Ezra come back, I hope we see more Chiss. They're a fascinating culture, and we've only barely touched on them, really. We hear stories from Thrawn, and then now the Thrawn books, which I haven't read the three newer Thrawn books. I need to get on that. I've got two of them. I need to get the other one. All right, Jason Todd's Revenge. Good to see you. And let's see. Star Wars Corner said he'll be posting vids this week. So cool. Oh, cool. I haven't seen anything come from him in a while, DR. Tell him I've missed him. I'd like to team up with him sometime, see what we can do. If we could do a live stream together, that'd be awesome. I'd like to talk with him. Kessel Run Transmissions. I think they're a little higher than somebody that would accept me as well. But, I try to stay optimistic. If somebody could make that happen, I'd definitely be grateful. I mean, KRT is like one of the top news sources for Star Wars, at least leaks and stuff. They're about the only ones that I trust 70% of the time. Fedator says, yeah, Boba never died, I believe. George sold Lucasfilm before he could be written into the afterlife. Oh, okay. That's why I don't remember him dying. Because he didn't. That makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I keep going on about the Boba Fett stuff and the Mandalorian stuff, but it's driving me crazy that I have to wait until December. I know that's only 6.5 months away, but I still have to wait till December for that, and then another year and a half for the Mandalorian Season 3. If anybody didn't know, they're pushing it back to December of 2022. So that means Season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett won't be coming out at that time. Hopefully it'll be coming out sooner than that, because, I mean, who wants to wait 2 years for another season? I know, I sound spoiled. The Star Wars movies come out every 2 years apart now, where they used to come out every 3 years apart, and I'm patient and I wait for those. But come on, give me Star Wars content. I love it. Don't talk about food right now, DR. I'm kind of hungry. I haven't ate since I got off work. How do I think George Lucas would handle the sequel trilogy characters if he gets creative control of Star Wars again and makes his own new trilogy? First of all, I don't think George Lucas is going to get creative control again. He's happy in his retirement. He's kind of like a advisor on set. I honestly don't want him to take over creative control. He's in his 70s, and the man needs to retire. He's not going to live forever. It it kind of stinks that some of the stories have gone off the path of what George Lucas really intended. But if anybody remembers back when The Force Awakens came out, when it first came out, George Lucas said, well, I had a treatment for the sequels, and it was this. And it was all about midichlorians and tiny microscopic beings living in blood. And yeah, it had some to do with the newer generation and everything. But he went more into midichlorians, and that's one of the things that a lot of fans hated about the prequels, was this whole midichlorians thing. Hey, good to see you, Kitsune. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night. 20 people watching. Oh, that's awesome. Taco Tuesday. I had tacos last night. I'd love to go back. No, DR. I don't know what you've been thinking about. Hey, Tyler. Good to see you. But yeah, I don't think George Lucas is going to come back in a full-time capacity. He's going to continue being just a advisor for now. Good points about what George Lucas has said about his sequel ideas. It might not go over well with fans. That's true, Jacob Wardell. And then after the Rise of Skywalker came out, he said, no. I did come up with a treatment for the sequels, and it was all about this. It was about Luke Skywalker being a badass again and all this. And just 4 years ago, dude, you said you made it all about midichlorians. I don't know. So, I don't know. Maybe he's just reaching his golden years. Other YouTubers seem to think more mainstream Star Wars characters are going to be featured in Mando and other new shows. My boy Mando may get shunted to the bench by the old school cameos. Luke, Mara, Han, etc. That could be possible too. That's one thing I cautioned a bunch of people about when before season 2 of The Mandalorian came out. Everybody's saying, Ahsoka's going to be in it, and Boba Fett is going to be in it, or Rex, or anything like that. I was like, whoa, calm down. We don't want too many cameos in this show. The Mandalorian built itself on its own legs, and it did great. I'm glad for the cameos that came out, especially Boba Fett, of course, and Bo-Katan. But if you throw too many legacy characters in there, it's going to water it down for what the story actually is. It's a big universe. We don't have to have everybody in there. Everybody doesn't have to run into each other. Thrawn pumping out 200,000 clones every 20 minutes in Legends be able to exist in canon? I don't think so. We're going to find out more about that. Well, I can't remember exactly the Legends content for Thrawn pumping out 200,000 clones. That was so long ago that I read the original Heir to the Empire novels. I don't think it'd be possible because, as we know, the Kaminoans are the best cloners around, unless there's another secret one out in the unknown regions. But I don't think that's the case, because if you look at Palpatine's clone, it sucked. You look at Snoke's clone, it sucked. So I think they would have had access to a great cloning facility if it existed. But I think in the Bad Batch, we're going to see the cloners get shut down. Yeah, actually, exactly, Sirloin. I don't like all the popular characters showing up, especially the Luke's. I know everybody loves Luke Skywalker, and they're so glad he showed up in The Mandalorian. But to me, it was like a Deus Ex Machina, or Ghost in the Machine. It's like, how are we going to get out of this situation? Aha! Luke Skywalker. He can save everybody. Okay, why? It wasn't necessary. And not that I don't like Luke or anything, and it was a cool cameo, and I was like, all right, yeah, neat. But then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, they just threw him in there to fix the situation. Republic Commando being canonized. Plague Man. Thank you for adding that. I know they're remaking the Republic Commando game, and modernizing it and everything. I don't think they're remaking it. I think they're just redoing the graphics on it and the playability and all that stuff. Yeah, Robin, I agree. I don't think there's a way that would exist. Hey, thank you, Jacob. Actually, if you guys see this, this was my original YouTube name. This was my original YouTube channel. I'll sit up a little bit farther. Darth Vader is my second favorite character, and I was just playing around with names for my YouTube channel, and this was my original name for it. Yeah, Yeah, sirloin, especially when Din Djarin doesn't understand a Jedi or Clone Wars. He thinks of them as ancient wizards and enemies of the Mandalorians, which is something that carries over from the true Mandalorians. If you think about it, when they said that Jedi were enemies of the Mandalorians, they weren't enemies of all the Mandalorians, because Tor Vizsla teamed up with the Jedi and tricked them into killing the true Mandalorians and capturing Boba Fett. Or Jango Fett, sorry. Who is my favorite character? It's the Boba Man. Boba Fett's always been my favorite character, even since I was a kid, and he only had 6 minutes of screen time and about 5 lines. The guy was my favorite character. Just the mystique about him, he was so cool. He wasn't a Jedi or a Sith. I know a lot of Star Wars is about Jedi and Sith, but it isn't actually. It's about family, community, respect, and stuff like that. It's Jedi and Sith are just a way of introducing that theme into the universe. You too, Ben. Thank you for joining. Because the Force is strictly as a trait present in intelligent species in canon. Yes, that is true. Yes, I'd love the Mandalorian to stay focused on Din Djarin, and I hope in Season 3 they go back to that. Since now they've introduced all these legacy characters, and some of them are getting their own spin-off shows, let's take the Mandalorian back to what it originally was. I want to see him go do some more bounty hunting, honestly. I mean, he seemed like a badass bounty hunter, and then he just stopped. And I was like, wait a minute, I want to see this bounty hunter get some more bounties. This is kind of cool. Yeah, true, Billy Bob. Let's see. There's a message popping up now. Now. Nope, it didn't. There it is. All right, Jacob, would you prefer to see more Star Wars feature films or more Star Wars TV shows? I'm a spoiled Star Wars brat. I want it all. The series are great. I love them. I want to see more of them. Feature films, yeah, give them to me as long as they're not watered down. As long as they're not hurried into production and done really quickly. I want to. I miss the movie going experience, and I know that now AMC's stock is going through the roof. So if you guys haven't bought AMC stock, go do that. Buy low, sell high. He can bring you warm or cold. Yeah. Yeah, as long as they're good, Jacob. I'm all down with it. Um, Robin says he'd be happy if they'd introduce it in some form of animal. If it has to be somewhat intelligent, I'd be happy. Isn't that kind of the Bendu? I don't know. The Bendu seemed like a majestic animal to me, though. Kind of like a unicorn. But not a unicorn. I know he wasn't a unicorn. And DR thinks the shows are better. DR, you weren't around in 1977 when Star Wars came out. That's what A New Hope was originally called. Back before we had digital media, before we even had VCRs. We didn't have Blu-ray or DVD. We had the theater. That was it. And we had to wait for that movie to come back to the theater for us to see it again. So kids like me who are Star Wars nuts kept the cassette tape, the storytelling, and bought every book we could find, and just to keep into Star Wars. We didn't even know a second movie was coming out when they announced The Empire Strikes Back. That's how in the dark we were back then. Yeah, I know. We get more shows from Boba, and that's one thing I'm glad about. Boba Fett's getting his own show. Originally, it was going to be a movie, and I'm glad that didn't happen. I'm glad it's going into a show because you can get deeper into his character and go more into it and not have to wait 3 years in between each movie if they decide to make a second one. Or in the case of Solo, a Star Wars story, never make another one. So I don't know if anybody wants the hashtag make Solo 2 happen in here or not, but I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Yeah, exactly, Sirloin. They can really expand the growth of the characters. You can really get a good depth. That's why I liked Game of Thrones, because they could have easily made it into movies like they did Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter movies and everything. But in Game of Thrones, you really got the development of the character. You really got a feel for the arcs and everything. Put aside how everybody feels about season 8, but yeah. Oh, DR, that's mean. I like the Solo movie. Star Wars shows and movies should have CGI versions of past characters. Or have actors played them like in Solo. I'm okay with both. Really, I mean, I think everybody complains about Leia and Tarkin in Rogue One, but I thought they were awesome. I mean, I go from a kid the way I was with practical effects and stop motion and stuff like that to go into CGI where you can make a person's face again. Sure, it's going to look a little bit off. It's going to look a little bit cartoony, but that's just the technology right now, and eventually it's going to get better. But I do agree with what's that guy's name, Sebastian Stan. I think he'd make a great Luke Skywalker, if that's his name. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. The guy that played the Winter Soldier. I think he'd make a great Luke Skywalker. He's got an uncanny resemblance. Those were the days. I had it on 8-track, and my cousin had it on 45 record with a book. Yeah, honestly, and I had the soundtracks, all of them, on vinyl. And recently, I found The Empire Strikes Back on vinyl again for like $3 at a local record store. I was so happy to see that, and I bought it right away. I don't listen to it; I just collect it. It's probably going to go in my cave here somewhere. Oh, yeah, okay. I understand your logic now, DR. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too, Jacob. I mean, I didn't notice it at first until people started putting Luke's hair on him and shaving him up, and I was like, okay. Yeah, he is a great looking Luke Skywalker. I You could even dub in Mark Hamill's voice on top of Sebastian Stan's voice, kind of mix them together and make it a little bit more so. Hey, Allison, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, this live stream's gone on longer than I originally intended it to, but whatever. I am gonna have to stop here in a little bit. I'm gonna go out and shoot some hoops for a little bit. Yeah, Solo and Rogue One were amazing. Well, okay, I wouldn't say amazing, but they were good. Rogue One was really good. It didn't really invest me in some of the characters, though. Um, it didn't have long enough. I think that should have been a two-part movie, really, just to go into the character growth and character depth and everything. Yep, so I am going to go ahead and jump off here, guys. I've had a blast tonight. Thank you so much for this. All of you have been just tremendously helpful, perking my mood up and everything from a long day at work. I really do appreciate that. Um, yeah, so I'll do more of these in the future. Tonight, I just really wanted to talk with some Star Wars fans instead of just talking to myself into a video camera. Yeah, you have a good night too, Jacob. Thank you. Um, so, everybody, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and please do so. Um, and turn on notifications. I do post all my videos as premieres. That way we can chat. Sometimes I can't make it into the chat for as long as I'd like to. I'm trying to post videos later. That way I can be in the chats. Because if I post them while I'm at work, then it really just stops me from being in the live chat with you guys. And that's one reason I'm here, is just chat with some Star Wars fans. So go ahead and hit the subscribe, turn on notifications, and give this video a big. And remember, guys, this is the